Someone's asking if our rotors are sourced from China. So this may sound like a cop-out answer, but it's the same answer we've been giving since I started the company. Is we don't disclose or discuss where our products are sourced from. Um, what we do commit to all of our customers is that all of our products meet 034 product quality standards that are dictated by us, not the country where it's made. Um, there's nothing wrong with things made in China. Um, there's actually really bad quality stuff made in the USA. Some stuff simply cannot be manufactured in the USA because nobody does it. But we utilize a global supply chain network to source and produce products for us. Many are made in the U.S. Many are made in Europe. We do have stuff made in China, um, in Taiwan, Japan, Korea, South Korea. Yeah,
Not north.
we tried to have some stuff in
very
North
little,
Korea, but
very
apparently
little
it's
coming out
illegal.
of there. Yeah.
The government said we couldn't do it.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, no, I mean we have products made all over. Um, if we tried to limit ourselves to like only made in the USA, we would not be the company you see. There's it's impossible to we offer like 1,200 plus different products, and as many of them as we can make in the US, we do. We have many products. About half of our products are made in the USA.
Yeah, somebody's also replying. You guys realize the companies Garrett, Borg Warner, Continental, etc. all have plants in China. Just because it's made there doesn't mean anything.
And
Exactly, that's the whole point. Is it's all about the
Yeah.
QC, the actual manufacturing process, like the country of origin.
Yeah, but they actually have plants literally almost in every country. If you go read up, I did this once to prove a point. But if you go on Garrett Honeywell's website, you can find they have a page about they used to anyways about their global sourcing network and like all the countries where they source from. I mean, there's like 50 or 60 different countries that they source from, including China, including U.S., including Europe and Vietnam and all kinds of places. So um, it's a pretty silly idea to think that the country that something is made in dictates how good of a quality it is. There is a lot of bad stuff made in China. There's a lot of cheap crap made in China, but we don't sell cheap crap. And if we're going to work with a company or a factory in China, they have to meet our high standards or we won't be able to use them. But it's not like, well, we had to have it made in China, so I guess it's just going to be shitty.
No.
That's not how we operate. So our brake rotors are proven time and time again that they are a great quality brake rotor. They perform better than factory rotors that are made in Czechoslovakia or wherever, and they're great quality. They don't warp, they don't crack, they don't have issues. We've had a handful of warranty claims around things like that, but the brake rotors are very good quality. They're priced very fairly. In fact, sometimes they're much cheaper than the factory options. We run them on all of our own cars. I have them on my Q7. Yesterday I had 4 children and
Right.
my beautiful partner, and I drove us all over Northern California with those brake rotors. And I actually had to hit the brakes really hard. We were driving in mountain roads, fully loaded up Q7, with shit in the back, flawless, So it's a great quality product, regardless of where it's made. It meets our standards, and they're very high. Okay. Any more questions? Please let us know. Someone says, if you tell a Haas machine to have a tolerance of 1/10,000th, it doesn't care if the machine is in one place or the other.
Yep.
That's right. And there is a particular machinist that I've been working with machinists for about 30 years. And there's a particular machinist that we work with in China, and he's the best machinist I've ever worked with.
Hands down.
Hands down by far. And
both in the management of the whole shop and just the practices and the
Yeah.
attention to
I mean,
detail and finish.
we marvel. When we first started working with them, we were doing all of our machining here, and we had a master machinist who was very good, a U.S.-based machinist. And I would take stuff to him. I'm like, look at this, and he's like, I don't know how he did that. So yeah, it doesn't matter where you're at. It matters if you're good, and if you're good, you can work with us. We don't really care what country you're in. We would love to do everything here in the U.S., but nobody does.
And we
Nobody does.
we make efforts to obviously distribute where things are sourced and whatnot. But yeah, just because it's made in the U.S. does not mean anything. It's all about the company and the people making it and what their tolerances.
Yeah. Well, remember that one time we were making our B8 X brace.
The X brace is exactly where I was going to go with that.
And so we were like, they're just too big. They're too much work. We need help because we were just running behind in our machine department. We couldn't keep up with the demand of our own products. And so me and Nate and I think Gary, we went on this like multi-month mission to find a machine shop in the U.S.
In the U.S. because there's such a big thing, we wanted to keep it, local, North America. Even it wasn't just U.S. necessarily, but shipping and all that. We were trying to avoid that.
And so we spent weeks calling, emailing, contacting. Most of the machine shops in the U.S. just won't even respond to you because they're doing aerospace stuff and they're like
medical stuff, aerospace
like,
stuff,
motorsport. Yeah, no, that's just gonna be a waste.
Yeah, around here it's all med lab or the tech stuff. They're always machining up prototypes or whatever for them.
So there was one company in like Washington State, Pacific Northwest, that supposedly did aerospace, and they finally responded and they're like, we can do it, blah blah blah. So we sent them all the CAD files and all of the data and give them a request for quote and an initial purchase order, and all they had to do was send us a good sample first article so we could approve it.
And on the scope of things, like the cross brace is like one of the least tolerance tight pieces we have. It is a big huge part. The bolt, the only tight pieces are the adapter fittings we have on them, but it's not any kind of bizarre.
It's a pretty easy thing to make if you're running a CNC machine. It's not complicated at all. And the first article we got back was like half machined. There was like entire features.
Raw stock. There were features missing. Yeah. There was just rough edges everywhere. It was. I don't even know how. It left the shop in that state.
And at some point, they ended up delivering the whole production run after multiple back and forths trying to correct the issues. Even the production run was all fucked up.
Yep.
And I ended up sending them a letter saying, "Thanks for trying, but we can't pay for this. It's on our dock if you'd like it." And never heard back from the shop, the company, and we ended up just sending all of it, scrap it to the aluminum recycler. So they're now made somewhere else by someone else who does a great job making them. But we've had many experiences like that of trying to make things like this in the U.S.
We still get a lot made in the U.S. when we can. So
like I said,
it depends what
half of our sales are from U.S. based